All right, welcome you back to the Newsmax Now Roundtable. Check back in with our panelists. Roundtable panelists. That's what I was
Monday.
Trying to say.
It just happens.
Rachel Alexander joining us as well as Stephen Cobb. And Stephen, we wanted to get you to react, not just to what the woman said there in that clip we played before the commercial break, but the crowd's response. Rachel says they weren't necessarily responding to what she said, maybe just an overall reaction of the crowd. What say you, sir?
Well, I think they were probably most definitely responding to her words. There was nothing else for them to respond to. It's easy, and my first reaction, like many people's, is anger, but once that subsides, it's really just sadness. It's sad that the speaker would categorize these immigrants with such derogatory terms, and it's sad to me that the audience there would laugh and clap and support that. You know, if we're going to have a serious conversation about immigration reform, we need to look at it seriously. And using, derogatory remarks and name calling to talk about people who are trying to come to our country and trying to get to the freedom that we all appreciate in daily life, name calling is not the way to start, and it certainly doesn't elevate that discussion.
Let's talk about another topic, things that are also igniting fire. First Lady Michelle Obama made a speech at Tuskegee. See, you're right. Tuskegee. Yes.
Institute.
It's that Monday thing, John.
It's Monday.
I swear to God, right?
Right.
Anyway, that happened Saturday, where she discussed the role of race in the media's treatment of her on the 2008 campaign trail. Here's what she had to say. I want to get your reaction.
But as potentially the first African-American First Lady, I was also the focus of another set of questions and speculations. Conversations sometimes rooted in the fears and misperceptions of others. Was I too loud or too angry or too emasculating?
Let's start with you, Rachel. Your thoughts.
Have undergone the exact same perception, and she acts like it's a black thing. Well, all she and Obama do is talk about race, and they don't try to bring people together and be colorblind. And look at the way she talks about it. She's so arrogant, she's so rude. It's all about me, 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 me. I mean, she made this one quote at the end of that speech where she goes, "I had to ignore all the noise and be true to myself, and the rest would work itself out." I mean, why doesn't this woman go, do charity work or do something kind and use her position for something good? But instead, it's all about poor me in this angry, bitter, vicious tone.
Stephen, is it me, 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 or is the First Lady just showing empathy and letting people know I've been in your shoes? Your thoughts?
I think it's clearly showing empathy. She was talking about a difficult time in her life and what she had to do to overcome it, and that is oftentimes a common theme that's used at graduation ceremonies and commencements, letting those graduates know that they're going to be tough times ahead, and when they look at it, that they too can overcome those obstacles and have the success in their future. And she was sharing what was clearly a very personal and trying moment for her in an attempt to relate to those students. I think she should be commended for sharing that, and she's proven herself to be an inspiration to many, young, old, and all across the spectrum, and I applaud her for her speech and her leadership.
All right, Stephen Cobb, former general counsel to the Democratic Party of Virginia, and Rachel Alexander, senior editor at stream.org. Thank you both for joining us here for this roundtable on this Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Monday indeed.
It is Monday, right? Well, let's lighten things up a little bit, talk about some of our Max Life stories, shall we? Let's pick up where we left off. For Disney fans, this first story sounds a little like something out of Snow White. Retailers have created what they call a memory mirror for their dressing rooms. The mirror gives you a side-by-side comparison view of your outfits, while the touchscreen technology allows you to order different options. And while it may not tell you if you're the fairest of them all, clothing stores hope it will make them, or tell them rather, what you like and what you dislike.
No.
No. I knew you were like, you're saying totally Big Brother.
Totally Big Brother, and also
Right.
you're saying it's okay to have cameras inside the dressing room. If you need some advice, girls, bring a girlfriend to shop with you.
Right.
Take a picture of yourself.
That's what we do.
But do not invite these cameras into the dressing
yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
It's a little creepy. I don't want someone watching me in the
All
dressing
right.
room.
Is it a horse or is it a bicycle? Listen up. Now, if you're longing for the days when horses used to run through the cobblestone streets Well, you can buy one of these contraptions. It's called Trotify. It's an invention for your bike that makes it sound like the most noble of steeds. Basically, it's designed so you can confuse others or act out a famous scene, perhaps from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Original Content London designed the Spotify. That's the company. It's actually pretty affordable, too, just $32. Probably about 15 pounds sterling if you're keeping track.
And it doesn't sound anything like Hillary. We can assure you that's just a little tech mistake, but we'll correct that. When we come back, Sanders may have a hard time. Bernie Sanders, rather, may have a hard time matching up to the amount of donations Clinton is looking to get.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Well, I guess we forgot the first names.
Yeah, we're kind of in a last name basis. Sorry, we'll work on that. That story coming up next on Money Bombs. And coming up later, global headlines and news around the world, only here on Newsmax.